Alright, Lancers, so the end of month banner for the month of May will be getting revealed in less than 48 hours time. However, for today's video, we're here to have a look at who the characters are going to be because it has been leaked over on Reddit. In case you are new, user Aspirated Exorcist is our go-to leaker whenever it comes to a new banner release. A few days before a banner will get released, or announced more so, we usually do get some spoilers over on Reddit for those that do want to know early. These are always approved by the Reddit staff themselves, so we do know what the end of month banner is going to be, and the end of month for May is going to be a 1,000-year blood war, Apache, Mila Rose, and also Sun. Now, I'm going to say right from the get-go, I'm super excited for this banner, and I've been excited for this banner because I've actually known about it for like the last month or two. I thought this was going to be last end of month, because as a content creator, you know, sometimes I just hear rumors and whispers, and something like this has been going around on Discord the last month or two, but yeah, end of month is going to be a 1,000-year blood war Tres Bestia banner. Again, like I said, I'm super excited for it, and there's a few reasons too. One of the main reasons is that I do like the Tres Bestia, and I very much do like the designs from 1,000-year blood war. Of the three, my personal favorite is Mila Rose, but I think all three of them look really cool in the 1,000-year blood war, and it's really unfortunate. While it's cool that we got to even see them, they don't really do much, so it is a bit surprising that they are being an end of month banner. I always expected them to maybe be mid-month, but honestly, them getting the end of month treatment I'm honestly here for, because it has been a very long time since we've last received a canon version of the Tres Bestia. I mean, quite literally, their last canon characters were their first canon characters back in 2017. This honestly made for a pretty decent mid-month, and I very much did like the animations for all three characters, where it was basically the same thing, them summoning Ion. The start was the exact same, but the action Ion did was dependent on what character you were using, so that was kind of cool, and I honestly wouldn't mind if they do something similar this time around with this end of month banner, because from the top of my head right now, I don't remember much of what these characters did do. Their fight was very brief. I think the only cool character during this part was Apache. She had a really good and well animated moment when she threw her blade in and Killgate grabbed it. So if it is possible for Keller to make these characters actually look visually cool, that's going to be a plus for me because they didn't really do much in this form, let's be honest. But yeah, finally after like 7 years, these characters, I can't even believe it's been 7 years by the way, but they're finally getting new canon characters. The Tres Bestia in general, you know, they haven't been forgotten about. Over the last like 3 or so years, they have been occasionally getting a new seasonal character. So that's been kind of cool for us that do like the Tres Bestia, but now it's time for them to finally get their big character and end them on banner, all three of them in their 1,000-year blood war outfits. And I can already tell most people are going to say this is going to be a very easy skip. Your opinion might change when you see the characters or what the banner does offer in terms of fillers, and that's 100% fair, but I still like stuff like this. Obviously, everyone would want a super hype, exciting character every now and then, right? Especially when it comes to my Yuri and also Rose. I've been seeing a lot of people say their names over the last couple of so months. They kind of just keep getting pushed back, but like, not to spoil anything, but like in due time, Caleb can't long that out any longer, right? But one of the best parts about Brazos is that we can get banners like this. And that was one of the things I was most looking forward to when 1,000-year blood war the anime was confirmed. Because in no situation would we ever have gotten these three characters, even if, to be fair, they are super long overdue. You know, one of my personal problems with 1,000-year blood war banners in Brazos is that we kind of started off really strong, getting some really cool characters. We had mainly Kyoge, but, you know, Bambiette and Iban were there, right? And then after that, took a small hiatus, but we then did get Byakuya and also Esnot. But after that, that was basically season 1 done. I didn't like how we just instantly jumped into season 2 so quick. And in this case, late game season 2, you know, with the Squad Zero banner, and then also the end of year banner with Ichigo and also Yuha. I mean, they were cool, exciting characters. I'm very glad to have them. But, you know, I didn't mind waiting for them is my main thing. So when it came to season 1 banners, we just skipped over all of them. And now whenever we get them like super late on, it kind of feels like, you know, maybe they should have been in the game a year ago. But to be fair, I think us, mainly me, just need to accept that characters and banners are going to get skipped over. We're not going in a chronological order, and we're just going to get them when Caleb decide to give it to us. In this case, you know, in May, for example, we went back to season 1 when season 2 was just kickstarting, and we ended up getting Ishin and Misaki. And in some cases, it does work out in their favor because this banner right here was exciting, but it wouldn't have been nearly as exciting as it was if they didn't delay Fullbring Ichigo for like an extra year. They knew this character was going to be an absolute banger, so they kind of held on to him until the timing is right. And we're kind of also seeing that with potentially Bankai Yamamoto. At this point in time, when it comes to Core 1 characters, he's definitely the last remaining like super hyped character. And they're going to do him when the timing is right. And I'm sure when he does release, he's going to be a very exciting character. And I guess while on that topic, we're probably going to see the same thing when it comes to Season 2 characters soon. At this point, we're about to begin Core 3 characters during the anniversary in July. And there's still so many core 2 characters that we still need to get. Again, the 2 big ones right now being Mayuri and also Rose. I mean, there's a chance one of them maybe gets delayed into a later time, you know, after core 3 characters start beginning. But with that discussion out of the way, let's quickly have a look at what these characters might actually offer. So, from the looks of it, right now, we are going to have the Holo Melee Guild Quest active when this banner does release. So there's a pretty good chance we are going to get a new Melee Holo Killer. Now, when we have a look at the characters available, it might not seem like we need a new Melee Holo Killer, and for the most part, we really don't, but they easily can make a character better than what we do have currently existing in the game. When it comes to Phase 2, it's going to be a ranged human. I doubt we're going to get anything for this, so if we are to see a Guild Quest focused character, at least one when the banner does release, it's definitely going to be a Melee Holo Killer. And having a look at our Melee Holo Killers, again, it's been quite some time since we have last received one. You know, Kensei was a normal attack damage character, Isane is a farming character, so you're not really supposed to use it in Guild Quests. So before that, it was basically Sangdu, Yuhabak, Bruno, and also Mugetsu. Again, great characters, but like I said, it definitely can get better. If this character has Guild Quest specific skills, they can have Frenzy +3, a high Berserker, more damage to stats afflicted enemies. But the thing is, because they are Aranka characters, you know, we can't... Maybe I'm kind of hoping, to be fair, one of these characters can be an Aranka booster, because one thing that Soripers have right now, we saw by Soripers, you know, melee or ranged, whenever you're using a Soripa, you can just now use Tenjiro. Tenjiro is a really good support character for them, for the context of Guild Quests. When it comes to Quincy's, you know, this one goes without saying, you have access to Gremmy. Gremmy is amazing support for those Quincy characters. When it comes to Arankas, unless I'm forgetting someone, it's just not looking too good for them right now. In general, Arankas, you know, since we are in the 1000-year Blood War arc, they don't really do much. Only Grimjow and Nelio appear, and even then, they have yet to do something, so when we get those characters in game, it might be some time away. As far as Blood War Arankas do go, it's going to be the characters like the Tresbestia, and it's going to be characters like Loopy, Dordoni, Charlotte, for example, their zombie forms. More often than not, what we are going to see is Arankas mainly just reserved as mid-month characters. I was going to say we could get end of month seasonal characters with Arankas, but as of late, end of month seasonals have also been 1000-year Blood War, so that means characters like Okura and Noritora really can't get one. So like I said, even if you're not like most excited about an end of month Tres Bestia banner, this is going to be one of the few times where we do get a banner just focused on Arankas that can actually be good in terms of end of month quality. And I gotta say, it's really good timing and a funny timing actually that we're getting the Tres Bestia, where 2 weeks ago we just got a Hallibell. So releasing them back to back is actually kind of good timing. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but at the same time, it's kind of maybe unfortunate that Hallibell, their, you know, Espada, has gotten the lesser treatment, a mid-month night character, whereas these 3 characters are going to be end-of-month units. And again, one of them is going to be, I believe it was a Technique Melee Holo Killer. So that's going to be something. It's been a while since we have received one of those. And I guess right now it might be hard to even ask yourself this, but who do you think would be the Melee Holo Killer as a Technique character? I mean, technically, last time we had a Sun, she was a Technique Holo Killer, so maybe we might get the same affiliation killer combo with that, with the 1000-year Blood War one. When it comes to the other characters, in terms of Limit Breaker units, right? Remember, every end of month we get a Limit Breaker character. It is a different character each time in terms of attribute. We did just get Shinji. He's a power character. We also did just get a Technique character with Driscoll. Ichigo was a heart character. And then Retsu was a mind character. So I'm not sure. I've kind of forgotten where the rotation ended. Giselle was Technique. So we very well could see a mind or a speed character for the month of Limit Breaker. I'm going to go ahead and guess speed. Because when it comes to speed characters, I mean, they're quite good. We got Esnot recently. They, to be fair, hasn't been like the greatest, if I'm being honest. You know, besides Owetsu and Kipachi, they're like the main really good units. The other speed characters that we have gotten have had problems to a certain extent. Doesn't make them bad, but problems nonetheless. You know, someone like Bambietta can't inflict a spiritual pressure boost. Izane wasn't really designed for Guild Quest, not really much of a problem for her, but, you know, just something worth mentioning. And then Esno doesn't have any Berserker, right? But he's still a really good character. I like the way they designed him with, like, the debuffs and stuff. But we haven't had, like, a perfect speed unit since Owetsu, which was, you know, late last year, around August time. So speed is definitely on the top of my list for, like, a good Limit Breaker unit. But at the same time, we could see the same thing for the mind attribute. But with Isane being the recent one, I would assume speed is next in line, because our last speed Limit Breaker character was Owetsu, and he was again in August. So it's my hope, personally, that Mila Rose, again, personal bias, Mila Rose is going to be the speed character, because I personally want her just to be the better one of the three. Funny enough, last time we did get Mila Rose, she was a speed character. But if memory does serve me correct, I'm pretty sure Apache was like the main one of the three that even did anything. So from that point alone, maybe Apache would warrant being the best one of the three. She has more to show off to a certain extent. But in terms of attributes, I'm going to guess Technique Hollow Killer, a speed character for Limit Breaker, and then a maybe Mind character. If they can be 2 SP characters, all 3 could be SP, that's going to be great. Likely one of them will be a normal attack damage character. But if any one of these 3 characters here could just have a really good Aranka team support, that's going to be great to see for any potential future Aranka character, even if we don't get a lot of those. We have a really good Sorpa supporter, we have a really good Quincy supporter, we right now just need a really good Aranka supporter. Also, no affiliation to, but definitely Aranka, because we don't really get much of those, especially end of month characters, so I do want to see these characters feel a bit more special in that regard. But either way, that's the video for today. Let me know in the comments below what you lads think about this banner before we actually get the full reveal, stats and skills, etc. I already know it's definitely not going to be what people wanted or expected. Definitely not going to be the most exciting banner, but I like banners like this personally, and I'm glad we're finally getting it, even if it is like a year overdue. If you don't like the characters, you don't like what the banner offers or what the fillers are, we'll find that out in less than 40 hours. You can skip it and have more orbs for the end of the year. And from what I've been hearing, you definitely want to start saving some orbs. Not going to say anymore. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Take care and peace.